You see, my talent was right in front of me all the time.
Perhaps if he had come of age in a different generation, he would not possess his love for music. Or, if he had been blessed with more talent, he might have fulfilled his dream of stardom. Regardless of what might have been, the fact remains that one of the biggest names in music equipment belongs to a native Mississippian. Like a lot of teenagers in the 1950s, Hartley Peavey was infatuated with a new type of music that was sweeping the nation.
I remember when B.B. King used to play all over Mississippi. I remember back in, I think it was '57, I went down to a Bo Diddley concert in Laurel, and I got carried away with playing guitar, and I went back and asked my dad for a guitar, and he said, well, you know, if you learn how to play, then I'll buy you one. And to make a long story short, I ended up building what I needed because I didn't have the money. And in a few years later, I decided that my musical playing ability was somewhat less than what I would probably need to be a rock star. So I love music and I love musicians, so I ended up deciding that if I couldn't play music, that I would make musical equipment and do what every musician that I ever talked to said, essentially to supply good gear at a fair price.
Started as a one-man operation in a home basement, Peavey Electronics has grown into America's #1 musical instrument and sound reinforcement company. It now requires 2.5 million square feet of manufacturing space to build over 1,600 products distributed worldwide. This phenomenal growth has occurred in part because of the competition's preconceived perceptions of Mississippi.
The assumption in many areas of the United States in particular is that if you talk slow, you got to be stupid. And that has been quite effective for me in certain areas because my competitors have grossly misjudged me. On the negative side, a lot of people assume that, you know, if you're from Mississippi that you got to be stupid or you got to be running a sweatshop or whatever. When in fact, we're more than happy to compare our facilities with anybody's anywhere in the world.
In this age of divestiture and outsourcing, Peavey Electronics is bucking the trend. Just as the teenage Peavey decided to build his own guitar, the company's philosophy is definitely do it yourself.
We are and have always bragged about being vertically integrated all across the spectrum. That goes from our circuit board operation, for example. We make our own circuit boards from scratch. The wood operation, same kind of thing. Metal operation, we start with, you know, truckloads of metal, and then we bend it, and we screen it, and we paint it, and we drill it. We do all that in-house. We do our own printing, we do our own advertising. I think it's been a competitive advantage. First of all, it's been a lot cheaper than buying it on the open market. That's one thing. Secondly, and more importantly, we've been able to react much faster. And in this business that we're in, you've got to react very, very quickly.
In order to continue growing, Peavey Electronics is looking to other markets.
Our plan is in a short period of time that our sales outside of North America will be as large as our sales inside North America. What does that mean? That means growth for the company. We export a ton of product now, and we intend to do that in the future and even more so.
If you're existing in the world market, you have to listen to the people. As I am fond of reminding the Peavey people, I don't pay your salary. The customer does. I'm just the middleman. So we're building products for our customers.
For Mississippi Business Today, I'm Keith Havens.